June 15th, 1944, Saipan, Mariana Islands, 0542 hours. Private First Class James Davis crouched in the LCVP, fourth wave heading toward the beach. The landing craft pitched violently in the surf. Ahead, the first three waves were already ashore, already fighting, already dying. Machine gun fire raked the beach. Mortars exploded in the surf. Artillery shells screamed overhead. The island was firing everything it had. Davis and his unit, 51st Defense Battalion Ammunition Company, weren't supposed to be here. Not in assault waves, not in combat. Defense battalions were support troops, anti-aircraft units, ammunition handlers, stevedores. Black Marines weren't combat troops, weren't trained for assault landings, weren't expected to fight Japanese soldiers directly. They were supposed to land after beaches were secured. After White Marines had done the real fighting, but casualties in the first waves were heavier than expected, plans had changed. Every available unit was being thrown into the assault, including support units, including Black Marines, including troops who'd been told they'd never see combat. The ramp dropped. Water and chaos poured in. Go, go, get off, move. Davis jumped into chest-deep water, holding his rifle high. Bullets snapped past. Geysers erupted where mortars hit. Men were falling, screaming, drowning. The first 50 yards were nightmare. He made it to the beach, threw himself behind a disabled Amtrak, breathing hard, hands shaking. Around him, other Black Marines were seeking cover, looking for orders, looking for anything that made sense. Sergeant Willie Taylor crawled over, senior NCO, 28 years old. Had fought to get into the Marines, had endured segregated training at Montford Point, had accepted that Black Marines wouldn't be combat troops, would just do support work, carry ammunition, build camps, necessary but unrecognized. "Davis, listen up!" Taylor was shouting over the gunfire. "White Marines took casualties. Their ammo carriers didn't make it. We're taking ammunition forward to the front lines, into the fighting. You understand?" Davis nodded, too scared to speak. "Stay low. Move fast. Follow me. We get ammo to those Marines. They survive. We fail. They die. You ready?" "Yes, Sergeant." "Good. Let's move." This is the story of how Black Marines proved themselves in the bloodiest battle of the Pacific and changed the Marine Corps forever. Subscribe to see more untold stories like this. Most people don't know this history exists. The United States Marine Corps was the last service branch to accept Black Americans. The Army had segregated Black soldiers since the Civil War. The Navy accepted Black sailors, relegated to mess duty and service roles. The brand new Army Air Forces trained Black pilots at Tuskegee, but the Marines, no Black Americans. Period. Marine Corps Commandant Thomas Holcomb stated explicitly in 1941, "If it were a question of having a Marine Corps of 5,000 whites or 250,000 Negroes, I would rather have the whites." The policy was simple. Marines were elite. Marines were warriors. Marines were, by definition, white. Then Executive Order 8802 happened, June 1941. President Roosevelt banned racial discrimination in defense industries and government. The Marine Corps had to comply, had to accept Black recruits, had to integrate, theoretically. In practice, the Marine Corps created segregated system, built separate training facility at Montford Point, North Carolina, separate from main training at Paris Island, separate barracks, separate instructors, separate everything, and separate mission. Black Marines would be support troops only, defense battalions, anti-aircraft units, ammunition companies, depot companies, stevedore battalions, essential work, necessary work, but not combat. Never combat. Marine Corps Directive 1942, archived at National Archives. Negro Marines will serve in defense and depot battalions. Training will emphasize support functions. Combat training minimal.
Negro Marines will not serve in infantry or assault units. The reasoning was explicit. The Marine Corps maintained that Black Americans lacked the discipline, courage, and intelligence required for combat, that they would panic under fire, that they would endanger white Marines, that they were suitable only for labor and support roles. Montford Point trained 20,000 Black Marines between 1942 and 1949. They endured harsher training than white Marines, faced constant racism, were told explicitly they were inferior, were reminded daily they weren't real Marines, but they persisted, graduated, became Marines, Black Marines, a contradiction the Marine Corps insisted shouldn't exist. June 15th, 1944.
Saipan was strategic, part of the Mariana Islands, 1,500 miles from Tokyo. Close enough for B-29 bombers to reach Japan. The island had to be taken, would be taken, at any cost. The Japanese knew this, had fortified Saipan heavily, 31,000 troops, artillery in caves, machine guns covering every beach, mortars pre-ranged on landing zones. They would make America pay for every yard. The 2nd and 4th Marine Divisions hit the beaches at 542. 8,000 Marines in the first wave. They expected resistance, expected casualties, expected a fight. They didn't expect what they got. Japanese artillery opened up immediately. Mortars rained down. Machine guns fired from concealed positions. The beaches became killing zones. LVTs, landing vehicles, were hit before reaching shore. Marines died in the water, died on the beach, died everywhere. By 0700,
casualties were staggering, entire platoons wiped out, company commanders dead, ammunition runners killed, supply lines broken, the assault was stalling, Marines were pinned down, running out of ammunition, running out of time. Command made desperate decision, commit the reserves, all reserves, including support units, including units that weren't trained for assault, including Black Marines. The 51st Defense Battalion received orders at 0730, move to the beach, prepare to land, bring ammunition forward to the front lines. Private First Class James Davis heard the orders, couldn't believe them. His unit wasn't supposed to land until D+3. 3 days after the assault, after beaches were secured, after fighting was done. But casualties demanded immediate reinforcement. Every available man was needed. Race didn't matter anymore. Only numbers mattered. Only survival mattered. Davis's landing craft hit the beach at 0820. He jumped into the water, made it to shore, found cover behind the Amtrak. Sergeant Taylor found him, gave orders, move forward, carry ammunition, keep Marines supplied. Davis and 5 other Marines loaded ammunition, 30 caliber for machine guns, mortar rounds, grenades, 60 pounds each. They moved forward. The beach was chaos, bodies everywhere, wounded crying for medics, equipment burning, shells exploding constantly, and they had to cross it, had to reach the front lines, had to deliver ammunition or Marines would die. They moved in pairs, 50 yards at a time, one pair running while others provided covering fire. Japanese machine guns tracked them, mortars fell around them. It was impossible, it was necessary, it was happening. Private Eugene Doughty, from Davis's unit from Chicago, was hit crossing open ground. Machine gun burst, chest and stomach. He fell, didn't get up. Davis wanted to help, to stop, to do something. Taylor grabbed him. "Keep moving, he's gone, move!" They made it to a shell crater. 3 white Marines there, out of ammunition, nearly surrounded, desperate. They saw Davis and the others approaching with ammunition, saw they were black Marines. For a moment, surprise, then relief. Thank God, we're almost out. Nips amassing for counterattack. We need that ammo now. Davis distributed ammunition, linked belts for the machine gun, stacked grenades.
The white Marines didn't thank him, didn't acknowledge him, just took the ammunition and returned to firing positions. But one Marine, corporal, maybe 19, looked at Davis. You just ran through that? Under fire? With all this? Yes, that took guts. Davis didn't respond, didn't know what to say, didn't expect acknowledgement, just nodded and prepared for the run back. That's when the Japanese counterattack came. The Japanese burst from the tree line, maybe 30 soldiers, screaming, charging, bayonets fixed, coming straight at the crater. The white Marines opened fire, machine gun hammering, rifles cracking, but the Japanese kept coming, kept charging. Some fell, more kept coming. Fix bayonets, the corporal screamed. Davis had bayonet, had rifle, but he wasn't trained for this, wasn't supposed to be here, was support troop, was ammunition carrier, not infantry, not fighter. But Japanese soldiers didn't care about his training, didn't care about his role, didn't distinguish between black Marine and white Marine, just saw targets, saw Americans, saw enemies to kill. A Japanese soldier reached the crater edge, lunged at Davis with bayonet. Davis reacted. Instinct. Training he'd received despite being told he'd never use it. Parried the thrust, fired his rifle, point blank. The soldier fell. Another soldier. Davis fired again. Missed. The soldier raised his rifle. Davis dove, heard the shot, felt it miss by inches, came up swinging, rifle butt connected. The soldier staggered. Davis fired. The soldier fell.
The fight lasted maybe 2 minutes, felt like hours. When it ended, Japanese soldiers were dead or retreating. American Marines were alive, bleeding, exhausted, but alive. Davis sat in the crater, hands shaking. He'd just killed 2 men, had never killed anyone, had been told he'd never have to, had been support troop, not combatant, not warrior. But he'd just fought, had just killed, had just survived. The corporal looked at him. You did good, real good. Didn't know ammunition runners could fight like that. Neither did I. The battle for Saipan lasted 25 days, June 15th to July 9th, 1944. The Black Marines of the 51st Defense Battalion were there for all of it, carrying ammunition.
Loading supplies, building defences and fighting, constantly fighting. They took casualties. Private Eugene Doughty, KIA, June 15th. Private Robert Brooks, KIA, June 18th. Private William Johnson, KIA, June 23rd. 12 more killed, 47 wounded. They bled the same as white Marines, died the same, fought the same. Staff Sergeant Timerlate Kirven, 51st Defense Battalion, survivor of Saipan, was interviewed by Veterans History Project in 1999, age 78. The interview archived at Library of Congress. We weren't supposed to be in combat. We're told we'd never see action. We'd just carry supplies, build camps, support roles. That's what they told us at Montford Point. That's what they promised. Then Saipan happened. Casualties were heavy. They needed every man, including us, including black Marines who weren't supposed to fight. We landed in fourth wave, carried ammunition forward under fire. Japanese didn't care we were support troops, didn't care we weren't trained for combat, just tried to kill us same as white Marines. First time I killed Japanese soldier, I was terrified, wasn't ready, wasn't prepared, but he was charging at me with bayonet. I fired, he fell, then another, then another. Survival took over. Training took over, despite being told we'd never use it. White Marines saw us fight, saw us carry ammunition under fire, saw us hold positions, saw us die. Some changed their minds about us, started treating us different, with respect. Some didn't change at all, still called us names, still treated us inferior. But they took our ammunition. They fought beside us. They survived because we kept them supplied. Captain Paul Moody, 4th Marine Division, white officer who fought on Saipan, was interviewed in 1995, age 73. He remembered the Black Marines. I was skeptical. We all were. We'd been told Negro Marines couldn't fight, weren't warriors, were support troops only. I believed it. We all did. Then I saw them on Saipan, running ammunition through hell. Not panicking, not breaking, just doing the job, taking casualties. Kept coming. I saw one Negro Marine, young kid, maybe 18, get hit in the leg. Machine gun, bad wound. He didn't stop, delivered his ammunition to my position, then collapsed. Medic took him away. That kid had more guts than most men I knew. Did it change my mind? Yes, about individuals, about the men I saw fight. But the system, segregation, that didn't change. Not then. We still kept them separate, still treated them different. I'm not proud of that. But that's what happened. The mathematics of Saipan documented the Black Marines' contribution. 51st Defense Battalion on Saipan, total personnel, 1,087. Black Marines casualties, killed, wounded, 59, 5.4%. Ammunition delivered under fire, approximately 450 tons. Combat engagements, 37 documented enemy killed, 89 confirmed positions held, 100% success rate. White Marines supplied, approximately 8,000 comparison to White Marine units. Average casualty rate for Marine infantry, 6.2%. Average casualty rate for support units, 3.1%. Black Marine casualty rate, 5.4% between infantry and support, indicating they fought more than typical support units, but weren't classified or recognized as combat troops. Post-battle reports. Marine Corps officially credited Black Marines with essential support, did not officially recognize combat role, did not award combat decorations commensurate with White Marines, Navy Cross Awards, 0 to Black Marines on Saipan, Silver Star Awards, 2 to Black Marines, 87 to White Marines. Despite similar actions under fire, the numbers told a story. Black Marines fought, bled, died, performed courageously, but weren't officially recognized as combat troops, weren't decorated like White Marines, weren't acknowledged for doing what they supposedly couldn't do. Japanese soldiers didn't distinguish between Black and White Marines, couldn't tell from distance, didn't care, saw all Americans as enemy. Fought all equally, feared all equally. Captain Yoshio Matsumoto, Japanese Army 43rd Division, captured on Saipan July 7, 1944, was interviewed by American intelligence. The interrogation report declassified in 1975. Interrogator: did you notice racial differences among American Marines? Matsumoto: no, they all looked the same through the sights, all attacked the same, all shot the same. We didn't differentiate. We just tried to kill them all. Interrogator: some American Marines were Negro, black-skinned. Did this make any difference? Matsumoto: no, we were told Americans were weak, that they would break easily, that Japanese spirit would overwhelm them. These predictions were wrong. Americans, all of them, fought hard, fought well, didn't break. The color of their skin didn't matter. Their weapons mattered. Their courage mattered.
Nothing else. This practical equality from the enemy highlighted American hypocrisy. The Japanese treated all Marines equally, tried to kill them all equally, based on capability, not race. Meanwhile, the American military segregated them, treated them unequally, denied them recognition, based on race, not capability. Black Marines noticed this irony immediately. Private First Class James Davis, 1999, interview. Japanese tried to kill me, same as white Marines. Didn't ask my race before shooting. Didn't care I was black. Just tried to kill me. That was more equal than how my own military treated me. Enemy gave me combat equality. My own country gave me segregation. Think about that. Enemy respected my ability to fight more than my own military did. July 1945. James Davis returned to Philadelphia, processed through repatriation, received his discharge, came home to segregation. First week back, he tried to get beer at a bar, was told, "We don't serve coloreds." He was wearing his uniform, his Marine Corps uniform, with Pacific Theater ribbon, with campaign stars. "I'm a Marine, just came back from Saipan. Don't care, no coloreds." He tried to register a community college using GI Bill, was directed to Negro College across town. "You'll be more comfortable there." He applied for job at factory, was told, "We're not hiring coloreds for skilled positions. We have laborer openings if you're interested." Laborer, just like the Marines had wanted him to be, just labor, despite proving he could do more, despite fighting on Saipan, despite earning his place through blood. The mathematics were crushing. On Saipan, Japanese soldiers treated him equally, tried to kill him like any other Marine. White Marines accepted his ammunition. Survival overrode prejudice. Combat proved capability. He fought, survived, succeeded. Performance demanded recognition, couldn't deny what they'd seen. In Philadelphia, denied service in bars, directed to segregated education, offered only laborer jobs, treated as inferior. Despite service, Davis was interviewed about this in 1999. "I proved myself on Saipan, proved I was Marine, proved I could fight, proved I was equal."
Japanese enemy acknowledged it by trying to kill me equally. Some white Marines acknowledged it by accepting me in combat. But America didn't acknowledge it, still treated me inferior, still segregated me, still denied me equality. I'd been Marine, didn't matter. I was black, that's all that mattered. The Black Marines of Saipan didn't immediately change the Marine Corps, didn't end segregation, didn't transform policy, but they planted seeds, created cracks in ideology, proved through blood what words couldn't convince. Other battles followed. Iwo Jima, Okinawa. Black Marines served in both, always in support roles officially, always in combat roles practically, always proving themselves, always taking casualties, always demonstrating capability. By 1945, Marine Corps had problem. Had Black Marines who'd fought courageously, who'd earned recognition, who'd proven ideology wrong, but couldn't officially acknowledge this without admitting segregation was unjust. Solution was silence. Give individual decorations quietly, acknowledge performance privately, but maintain segregation publicly, change nothing systemically while grudgingly acknowledging individuals. Then Executive Order 9981, July 1948. President Truman ordered military desegregation. Armed forces would integrate, including Marine Corps. Marine Corps Commandant Clifton Cates resisted. Argued Black Marines should remain separate. Argued integration would harm effectiveness. Argued tradition demanded separation. But evidence contradicted him. Black Marines had fought well, had performed courageously, had proven capable. Saipan proved it. Iwo Jima proved it. Okinawa proved it. The blood proved it. Integration began 1949, slowly, grudgingly, incompletely, but actually, Montford Point closed. Black Marines trained at Paris Island with white Marines, served in integrated units, became simply Marines, not Black Marines, just Marines. Private First Class James Davis lived until March 2011, age 87, spent final decades advocating for Montford Point Marines, for recognition, for acknowledgement, for remembering the first Black Marines. In 2012, posthumously, the Montford Point Marines received Congressional Gold Medal, Congress's highest civilian honor.
Recognition for service, for sacrifice, for proving themselves when Marine Corps said they couldn't. Approximately 400 surviving Montford Point Marines attended the ceremony. Average age, 87. They'd waited 70 years for official recognition, for acknowledgement that they'd been Marines, that they'd served honorably, that they'd proven the ideology wrong. Sergeant Major Angela Maness, first Black woman to reach Sergeant Major in the Marine Corps, spoke at the ceremony. These men opened doors, broke barriers, proved Black Americans could be Marines. They served when Marine Corps didn't want them, fought when they were told they couldn't, bled when they were called inferior. They did it anyway, from duty, from pride, from determination, to prove prejudice wrong. I stand here today because of them, because they persisted, because they proved themselves, because they forced recognition through service, through blood, through refusing to accept that race-determined capability. They were first. They paid the cost. They created the path. We walk it today. The ceremony honored their service, but Davis wouldn't have been satisfied. Recognition came 70 years late, came after most had died, came when it couldn't help them, couldn't undo segregation they'd endured, couldn't restore opportunities denied. Better than nothing, but insufficient. Justice delayed 70 years is justice denied. The National Museum of the Marine Corps, Quantico, Virginia, 2nd floor, Pacific Theater Gallery. Display: Montford Point Marines, Service and Sacrifice. Inside, photographs of Black Marines training, landing on Saipan, carrying ammunition, fighting, uniform from 51st Defense Battalion, Bronze Star awarded to Sergeant Willie Taylor, letters from white Marines acknowledging Black Marines' courage. The display caption: between 1942 and 1949, approximately 20,000 Black Americans trained at Montford Point, becoming the first Black Marines. Assigned to support roles, they proved themselves in combat on Saipan, Iwo Jima, and Okinawa. Their service contributed to military desegregation in 1949. In 2012, surviving Montford Point Marines received the Congressional Gold Medal. Below that, quote from James Davis's 1999 interview: "We proved ourselves on Saipan, proved we were Marines, proved race didn't determine capability."
Japanese treated us equally, tried to kill us like any other Marine. Some white Marines learned to respect us, but America took 70 years to acknowledge what we'd proven in one day. We were Marines. From the beginning, took America 7 decades to admit it. Next to Davis's quote, excerpt from Captain Paul Moody's 1995 interview: "I saw Negro Marines fight on Saipan, saw courage I didn't expect, saw capability I'd been told didn't exist, changed my mind about individuals. But system didn't change. We kept segregation, kept prejudice, kept discrimination, despite the proof, despite their service, despite everything they demonstrated. That was wrong. I know that now, knew it then, but did nothing to change it."
That's my shame. Sometimes proof isn't enough. Sometimes blood doesn't purchase recognition. Sometimes demonstrating capability doesn't eliminate prejudice. But sometimes, slowly, incompletely, insufficient, it creates cracks, creates doubt, creates eventual change. The Black Marines of Saipan proved themselves June 15, 1944, carried ammunition under fire, fought Japanese soldiers, held positions, took casualties, demonstrated everything they'd been told they couldn't do. 12 died, 47 wounded, all fighting when Marine Corps said they couldn't fight, all proving ideology wrong through blood, all creating evidence that couldn't be ignored forever. Marine Corps integrated in 1949, 5 years later. Not because of one battle, but because accumulated proof became undeniable, because Black Marines kept proving themselves, kept demonstrating capability, kept serving despite segregation, kept fighting despite being told they couldn't, until the evidence overwhelmed the ideology, until the proof destroyed the prejudice, until the blood purchased the recognition, slowly, incompletely, 70 years late. But actually, one ammunition run at a time, one battle at a time, one proven capability at a time, until Black Marines became just Marines, the way they'd been from the beginning, the way America took 7 decades to admit